Hey folks, Hammeh here, and guess what? We have 3 new arena maps announced for Overwatch as part of the anniversary update on Overwatch EU's Twitter not a half hour ago as of this time of posting. Overwatch EU got a little bit of an exclusive for a reveal, and they managed to share this video. We can see that we're panning through 3 different levels. It was specifically stressed in the tweet that these are arena maps, like Eco Point Antarctica. So it's time for us to have a little bit of an in-depth dig into this and see what we can learn about these 3 maps. I'm going to just take a quick blitz through these now and show you what we can spot. So first things first, this number 1 map. I believe that statue is probably another statue of Guillermo Portero. Now, he was the CEO of Lumerico, of course, we know from Dorado. This very much looks as though it's set in Dorado or a part of it, although we'll have to wait and see. And interestingly, Portero, of course, was a military leader in the country before being president, before then becoming CEO of Lumerico. He was the person who was kicked out or agreed to step aside temporarily in the midst of the Sombra ARG before Sombra was announced. So the Dorado connection between that different statue of Portero and the one that we see of him sitting down in a chair in the Dorado level as you're going through the streets is reinforced by this next little bit as we pan through. So, everyone's got very excited about this. I reckon a few people might have missed this because it's very, very quick. But have a look over on the left wall there. Can you see on the left wall there? That little piece of Overwatch logo and similar. Well, we know what that is, of course. If you've spotted the little sugar skulls in here as well, you can see, of course, this must be Sombra's room. So, of course, the Sombra protocol and the Sombra conspiracy theory that we saw from Sombra's origin trailer, we can clearly see here that this infographic that I did a few tweaks to, all credit to TT Soris, by the way, you can find it on Reddit, I'll link it in the description below, is what we can clearly see on the wall. So when Sombra in her origin trailer was trying to work out how the world works, maybe this is, as I've said in the previous video link below, the story map as to a big mystery behind the Overwatch universe. We can actually see that in the background on the left of this picture. Pretty cool, eh? In the middle of there, of course, you can see those screens that's set up. Sombra clearly has a lot of monitors. That is probably Sombra's PC, and we saw that again in Sombra's origin trailer when she was hacking, when whatever the force behind the world, the eye in the middle of this web came after her, and also, of course, when she jumped in and decided to become Sombra, got herself upgraded, and kept going. In the background there, people have asked what that poster is. That poster is something that in the past, in a very piece of headcanon-y speculation, I referred to, maybe it could be a new hero. I called it perhaps Hawk or something like that. It's existing art. You can see it in I believe it's Hanamura in the attacking spawn where there's all of the cool posters around the arcade. So that's existing artwork for those of you who have been asking that on Twitter already. Do go check it out. I love just underneath that post you can see another little sugar skull. I'm very interested to actually see, as silly as it sounds, what's on that desk on the left hand side. Sorry, on the right hand side as well. There's a few things lying there. I'll be interested to see what those are too. Okay, moving swiftly on to the next bit of the next level. If we pan through this, have a little bit of a zoom in there. Sombra's got a nice little sound system too. We then have this next level. Now this looks like I always get told off for pronouncing this wrong, Eichenwalde. Eichenwalde. It's that particular CH sound. Different Germans have pronounced it in different ways to me as well. But this very much like that tile set, if we have a little pan through here. So it's interesting to see, is this part of there? Is it part of that level? Is it an extension at that level? Is it perhaps a different town or somewhere a little bit different? We only see a brief glimpse of here. We see an outside facility. I remember, of course, these are arena maps, so it looks as though that it might be perhaps 1v1s or 3v3s if it's something like Eco Point Antarctica. So it'll be cool to see what that is. It's looking very overgrown in a similar way to Eichenwalde. Eichenwalde. And then last but not least, there's not huge clues there. I wonder, is that a giant omnic or part of a giant omnic that we see in the middle of that shot? Could be quite interesting. Last but not least, this final one. Oh, actually, look at that. That's a windmill. I didn't actually notice that, but can you see in the top right of that image, there's actually a sail moving? Is that a windmill or something? That looks really cool. Look at that. It's a windmill moving. Similar, maybe similar to one in Ilios, but can you see that it's broken? Love it. Nice little detail there that I just missed and just picked up just now. So this one I find very interesting. This looks like Catacombs. This looks kind of like a tomb of some description. In here you've got various workbenches and things like that. So there's the possibility, like Eco Point Antarctica, that these are going to hold some little tidbits of story as well. And this final shot is a bit of a giveaway to me. And the final thing I'm going to do after having a look at this is relate this back to a little bit of speculation that someone made. I wouldn't call it a leak because a lot of it has already been proven wrong. But take a look at this. That's clearly very much Egyptian. We can see in the background a couple of different style statues. Those look very much to me like, I'm going to say, Thoth, or indeed Egyptian gods with that kind of hawk, eagle style head. Now, I've actually covered Thoth and his story in my Lore of the Egyptian Skins video, where I go over Arna's Vajat skin, the Ra skin for Zenyatta, and a few other ones with Egyptian ties as well. But Thoth as a god is very sort of all-wise, all-knowing. He has the Book of Thoth, which you might have seen as an item in several different MOBAs, a very, very magical book that lots of secrets and magic were meant to be stored in. And this is clearly, if it's not an extension of Anubis, do remember, of course, that underneath Anubis is in theory the Giza AI facility, or the Giza Plateau. The Anubis is actually an Anubis AI facility, and this is where Farah is working as a member of Helix Security. In mission statement, her comic, we saw her covering and defending it against Anubis threatening to overthrow its shackles and break out. You should definitely go check out that motion comic if you haven't already. So I wonder if this is part of Anubis. Could it be the sort of Giza AI facility or the Anubis AI facility with that little sort of base underneath, which is kind of pretty interesting. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Remember, of course, these are arena maps, so they're probably most likely, unless we get new arena modes, who knows, going to be 3v3 and 1v1 settings. And I cannot wait to walk around these, do little map and lore tours if they have lore within them, and see what we learn. Remember all of the cool stuff in Eco Point Antarctica for May. Last but not least, referring back to, as I said, I can't really call it a leak, but it was some speculation. There was in the midst of a lot of 4chan posts and things recently, there was a post on Reddit by someone who took it all away. They said Doomfist was a thing. They said Yvonne and Bria, referring to all of those 4chan leaks, were a thing. They also jumped in and said that there were going to be 3 new levels for the anniversary update. Now, 2 of them they said were going to be entirely new game modes, which were really, really crazy. So I think this is maybe why the Overwatch EU account stressed Arena. So you could say that that speculation is already wrong. One thing they did mention, though, was they said there was, I think it was something called the Siwa battery, SIWA battery, and they said it was going to be a Egyptian-style level or a hot level or something like that. Let's find out. So if this level turns out to be called Siwa battery or something close to it, then maybe that's a little bit of credence to it. The whole post was very, very speculative anyway, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, what do you think of these maps? I really, really love the look of particularly the Dorado one. It'd be interesting to have a look inside Sombra's room, because that's got to be Sombra's room, right? As well as maybe Eichenwalde, if it's going to be a little bit of a different angle on that map. And then what is this additional piece of Egypt? I love my Egyptian mythology, and my ancient mythology, as those of you who watch my skin lore videos probably know. So I can't wait to see what's going on here. But again, we're getting skins, we're getting all of the usual event stuff, and we're getting 3 new maps. So maybe our brawls are going to be set on here. Who knows? Maybe it's something like May's Snowball Offensive that we play on here, 1v1s, 3v3s. I cannot wait to find out. But do let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in to this brief little bit of news. I am working on my usual longer lore, interactions and voice lines vids as always, and I'm working on some special things to celebrate Overwatch's birthday as well. Hopefully I can share some more about that with you tomorrow, and I've got some cool videos planned for next week. If you like this, please do throw a like, subscribe, comment below with what you think of the maps. Let me know what you've enjoyed from this first year of Overwatch and what you'd like to see me make in terms of Overwatch videos, lore videos, Blizzard games or otherwise over the next months and years. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Cheers for tuning in as always. Keep an eye out for more videos over the next few days. I've been Hammeh, and take it easy. You stay classy, Dorado.